Welcome to Milk Honey Rose. So one day I was in the bodega, right? And I was talking to the owner, and I went to that spot all the time at this time. This was years ago. So, you know how it goes. You talk. So we were talking about something, and I walked out and I was smiling because I was still, thinking about what we were talking about. You know how the smile gets stuck on your face for a little bit. And then this guy was coming into the store, and he's like, "What you so happy about?" I did not know this person, okay? And I just looked over, but I'm still laughing. I'm like, "Is it that bad?" And then he just shook his head. It's like, okay. So that just goes to show sometimes if someone is feeling down, it's hard for them to see someone else happy. Okay. And that's just the honest truth. It's just the honest truth. And I mean, I can see how it could be a challenge to see someone else happy when they may not be. It's kind of like, I would like to be happy. I would like to smile, but instead it could come out in anger. Right. Now, of course, I don't know what happened to that person for him to be feeling so down, but clearly there was a problem in his life that he was struggling with, and he projected it onto me in that moment. Maybe some people would have cursed him after saying that to them, but I don't know. I just didn't feel that way. I just kind of looked at him like, wow, that's how you feeling right now. Because he was serious. He really felt that way in that moment. Okay. And there was something I wanted to say. I'm trying to find it because I wanted to say it. Hold on. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. When your vibes are high, it gives you the ability to release pain. Okay. If there's any like lingering pain in there, it won't want to stay because the vibe is too high. So it doesn't have anywhere to cling on to. Like if the heart is aching, that pain and that fear, it will just stick to certain organs is what I'm getting. It will stick to certain organs. Is what Spirit said. Okay. And this is a big reason as to why you want to keep your vibration high. Okay. Keep your vibration high. And sometimes it might dip a little low because, that's a part of life because we have emotions. And, many times we are on an emotional roller coaster in life. There are things that could happen that could hurt your feelings. Okay. It could hurt your feelings. Or you can have moments of excitement, which is cool too. It's all a part of the experience. But to focus on keeping your vibes high and to focus on what you have as opposed to what you don't have, it changes your frequency. And it's like your radio station. You control your radio station. Okay. What's your station on? That's the energy that I'm getting because your frequency is yours. The only way it can be changed is if you allow someone to change your frequency. So it's making me think about a toxic relationship where someone is always coming at you crazy and just wants to argue. They just want to be disrespectful. Every time they get a chance, they just talking crazy. Now, some people, I think I'm led to believe that they like it, honestly, because they stay there and deal with it. And just, I truly believe some people, they get attached to that. And that's rough to even feel that way. But I genuinely feel like some people feel like if the person is not arguing at them and talking crazy and acting like a wild child, then in their mind, they're thinking, oh, this person doesn't like me. I don't really feel like it should be that way, but that's just me. That just sounds like chaos. That sounds like a very chaotic experience that two adults don't really need to have. However, it happens all the time. Clearly, we've seen it. And some of us have been in it before. But when you learn from it and you have a choice after that, it's like, do I really want to do that? And then if you end up with someone who is giving off that energy where they like that, they thrive off of that, is that really who you want? Because they're in a space that you've elevated from. So that's like you dropping down a notch. Okay, instead of turning the volume up, which is the frequency, it's a given frequency right now for me, you turn the volume down to the point where I heard the screams are so loud you can't hear each other. That's crazy. That's not communication. That's a shouting match. What's the point in that? There's no growth there. Never will be. Dry bones. That's a barren place. Nothing can grow there. The soil is not good. It's not healthy. There's no garden will grow there. I mean, really. So for some people, they want that because they're used to that life and that's the life that they've chosen. So to each his own. But at the same time, if you know that that's not what you want, then that's when you move accordingly. Okay? That's the energy that I'm getting. When your vibes are high, you can release. So there's many people that will come through in your life and attempt to change your frequency to lower your vibration so you can match them. They don't like when you're too high on the vibration meter because then they feel like they don't match you, and then them being around you makes them uncomfortable. So they want to be comfortable around you. They want to feel a sense of normalcy. So they'll do all that they can to get you where they are. So if you're someone that's not into a certain thing anymore because you just feel like that's not what you want, you're not there, whatever that is, it could be a plethora of things. If you're not there anymore, and then they're like, nah, come on, let's do the thing. And you like, I don't want to do the thing. And then they like get mad at you for not doing the thing that they want to do because you're doing a new thing. That's a clear indication that it's time to separate from that person because they're no good for you. All they're going to do is have you in a barren place with no fruit. You cannot grow with this person. So what is the point? When you know you cannot grow with a person and you stay, that is like torture. Is the best way for me to express that. It's like torture because, especially if you're someone who has a deep desire to grow and to change and to learn and to experience, and then you have someone that's like the total opposite, that's not going to do anything for you. And it makes it even worse when you actually fall in love with that person. Oh my. It gets so challenging. So challenging. But here is a space in time, in this realm, where you make a choice. And what do you choose? If you were in that situation, what did you choose? Did you choose to stay for a little while and then recognize that it wasn't for you? Or did you decide to go? Or did you try to like toggle in between? Because even in those times, it's hard when you're toggling in between, right? Because you can't really genuinely connect with that person because the frequency is absolutely totally different. This also can happen when you meet their frequency. When you meet them, you're on the same frequency. Over time, while in the relationship, you grow out of that frequency and you vibe higher. Excuse me. So your desires change. Your perspective changes. You just see many things differently. And it's easy for someone who is at a lower vibration to continue to pull at you and not want you to go where you're meant to go, because then they would be left alone where you met them. That's a really, really challenging place to be. And I'm sure many of you know what that's like. And I'm sure many of you stayed for a long while. And maybe some of you are still there. I heard, how do you cope? Do you just stay and wait for them to change, or be hopeful and say, yeah, it's going to get better, but you know that you're not seeing an improvement, but you stay anyway? Is that what you've done? And will you continue to do that if you're still in a relationship? And why? Is it because you feel as though there's love? Do you feel like you receive love from that person? And if so, how? Is it through the actions or just words that have no action attached to it? Because action is very important when it comes to love. Okay? Where's the action? It's time for some action. Okay? The action brings the results. It's like people that pray and then they don't do nothing. They don't do a thing. They don't do anything and then expect everything that they pray for to just drop on their lap. That's not realistic. There's work to do. So the action, along with the prayer, the affirmation, the goal that's set, however you want to put it, there's work that needs to be done as well, you know? So without action, there's nothing that's going to happen. It would just be a wish at that point. Okay, so I say all this to say that having a higher vibration is it's life-changing. It's energy shifting. And it's contagious in a good way. What else is it? It's healing. It's eye-opening. And it's also receptive. I want to say it's receptive. It's receptive to I heard the projection exchange. Spirit says some stuff to me sometime and I don't know until I know. The projection exchange. So prior to, many of you may have thought differently with the lower frequency, but then there's a projection exchange. So instead of projecting the lower frequency and receiving that energy back, you begin to project the higher frequency, and over time you begin to get that back. And so those who are attracted to you are of a similar or equal frequency, and it's much easier to connect and communicate with them because you have an understanding frequency wise. And that's the ultimate understanding, to be on the same frequency. Okay. So yes, that is it for this message. And I'll see you in the next one.